What is your take on WikiLeaks and Julian Assange?
What happened with his arrest and all this stuff that just went down, I think poses a great threat to our freedom of the press and to our freedom of speech. We look at what happened under the previous administration, under Obama. You know, they were trying to find ways to go after Assange and WikiLeaks, but ultimately they chose not to seek to extradite him or charge him because they recognized what a slippery slope that begins when you have a government in a position to levy criminal charges and consequences against someone who's publishing information or saying things that the government doesn't want you to say. The government doesn't, sharing information the government doesn't want you to share. And so the fact that the Trump administration has chosen to ignore that fact, to ignore how important it is that we uphold our freedoms, freedom of the press and freedom of speech, and go after him, it has a very chilling effect on both journalists and publishers. And you can look to both those in the traditional media, but also those in new media, and also on every one of us as American. It was a kind of a warning call saying, look what happened to this guy. It could happen to you. It could happen to any one of us.
Well, it's very transparent, too, because there's no real compelling crime for them to be going after him the way they are. There's not one thing that stands out. And the latest one is hacking. And some.
Well, it's not even hacking. It's conspiracy. They're conspiracy charges.
It doesn't make any sense that they would spend that much time going after that guy for those charges. It's obvious and very transparent that there's another ulterior motive. That ulterior motive is that he leaked a bunch of things that were incredibly embarrassing.
That's right. And not only that, but I think it was Secretary Pompeo, Secretary of State, who said that they wanted to designate WikiLeaks and Assange as a foreign intelligence agency. So once you do that, then you're talking about a whole different category. So they're pushing out information once again that the government didn't want pushed out. And if the government then says, oh, well, now we're going to reclassify you as a foreign intelligence agency, then there's a whole different set of rules of engagement that apply there. Then you're no longer protected under, the freedoms that we hold dear, the freedom of the press.
It's just such a disgusting way of framing things. Like, he's not a foreign intelligence agent.
Yeah.
He's a guy that got information and released it to the general public that the government wanted to keep private. It's really that simple.
Yeah.